Welcome to the future.
Who's this clown?
Not clown, Joker.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Nobody tampers with the equipment except Tony Stark.
Good idea.
United, the Avengers are strong.
Hawkeye, hands off.
Fool! Have you forgotten my invincible magnetic power?
Not this time, Magneto.
My mutant brain senses danger.
Something unseen is slowly spreading its poisons, edging tempers.
Think carefully before you do this.
You filthy criminals.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I almost got it in there, so you better watch out.
Almost. What up, YouTube? It's Two Fat Guys Pull Us, episode 64 here on YouTube Live. What up, guys? Mike, I see you. We'll see you on the replay.
We'll see.
Patty, what up? What up, everybody? Again, welcome to Two Fat Guys Pull Us, episode 64. And as always, we're going to talk about a little bit of business before we get to the main show. So, Michael, what's up, too? Let's go ahead and hit that internet browser feed and talk about our Two Fat Guys Pull Us Premium and Upgrade things you can do on BrainyComics.com. So if you don't know, BrainyComics.com is the website associated with our LCS, which I don't have the collected logo on, so boop, put that on there. That is our LCS here in the DFW area. And he has, Ron over at Collected has a special for anyone that decides to buy comics on BrainyComics.com. You can do a Two Fat Guys Pull List upgrade, which gets you for $10. You get a random exclusive cover in whatever you buy at that time. And if you want to go a little bit further, if you spend $15 and do the premium upgrade, you get 2 exclusives in whatever you buy that day on BrainyComics.com if you add that to your cart. Most exclusives that Ron has are usually valued at $20, so both deals are pretty damn good. The $15 one's really good. And he's got some sweet exclusives on there. You can actually go through his inventory of exclusive comic covers on BrainyComics.com, so go ahead and check those out if you'd like. And just show our LCS a little bit of love. We do too, but, we wanted to share that love with you. Anyway, that is the business for that part. And then, as always, we talk about our Milestone Giveaways that we're doing here on YouTube, which is we have a couple going on right now. We've got the big one, which is when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we will be giving away this 9.8 CBCS graded Amazing Spider-Man number 4 with first appearance of Silk. So when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we will pick one random subscriber and ship them this. So we have that, and then we've got some smaller milestone giveaways. So currently we are on the road to 550 subscribers. As of right now this number fluctuates. Sometimes it goes down, sometimes it goes up. As of recording right now, I believe we're at 528 subscribers. And so when we hit 550, we're giving away this 8.5, the Batman Adventures issue number 27. It is a Detective Comics 664 cover homage. It's a pretty sweet one. We got this one the other day. So yeah, we're going to give this away at 550 subscribers. So, if you're new to this channel and you want to win a slab, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, give us a like. We have other slabs up for grabs when we hit other milestones like 650, 750, 850, 950. So we'll be giving away something in between each milestone of subscriptions. But the ultimate goal, obviously, is to get to 1,000. So that is the deal. That is the biz. Let's go ahead and get the show started. So this week, I think we both kind of came with like a B minus.
I'd say B to B plus for me.
B plus. Okay, all right. I would say B minus for Marvel, and a solid B plus, almost an A minus for DC, in my opinion.
I can see that.
And we'll get there when we get there. So as usual, we start the show off with our X books, and we only have one this week. And we'll kick the show off with Trial of Magneto, issue number 3. This book, to me, is the best example of what Hickman was talking about in his interview, where we were just in this middle ground, just throwing out ideas to get to Inferno because of COVID. this is a shining example of it. This book, I mean, hold on. There are some fun parts in this book, don't get me wrong. But then there are a shit ton of WTF moments in this book. This I feel like issue 3 is the most messy issue yet in this trial of Magneto, and I don't like saying
that. Where the fuck do these kaiju come from? What?
Exactly. Like I literally called you. I read this issue and you were sick. You've been sick this week, and I was like, retrial of Magneto. When this thing pops up, things pop up, you're literally going to be like, what the fuck? And that's exactly what happened.
Like, I don't...
Let me bust it out while you're talking about it. Yeah.
I was just going to say, like, I just don't get it. And, like, I want so bad to like this because it's Leah Williams and I really like her work. But, like, I just don't... Seven said, not a good issue to lead it off with after asking you guys to stick with the X-Men.
Oops.
It's not on you, Stefan. It's all right.
No, not at all. No, not at all.
It seemed very weird. It seemed very, like, out of left field. Like,
yeah.
Wait, now all of Krakoa is going through a major crisis? Like, literally at one point, I don't remember if it was Polaris or if it was Rachel, but they were like, what do we do? And she's like, we fight to our last stand! And I was like, yeah, the stakes don't feel like that at all. Like,
but
oh shit, big kaiju. Oh, they're regenerating. I guess this is the last stand for mutants. And I was like, what?
I'm giving away at all, y'all. If you want to read it, go read it. But anyway, like, yeah. So essentially, what we get answered is that it looks like Scarlet Witch has been resurrected via supposedly Magneto. That's the conclusion that everyone's coming to because he has a Cerebro helmet, and so she's brought back to life. But she's at a certain point in her life, or her backup was brought back when she was, still considered a mutant. She didn't have kids. She still considered Magneto her father. All this jazz. She's not married to, in her mind, she's not married to Vision. So like we're getting all this mystery, which again I was buying. I was like, I'm in it. Let's go. This is great. And then Jean Grey and Rachel Summers?
Yes. Rachel.
Decide to boot her mind up and show her the greatest hits of what Wanda's been going through for the past 30 years, I guess, or whatever.
More, but yeah, a lot of years.
Yeah, so her saying no more mutants and her having kids and being married to Vision and fucking up on the Genosha Island in... what was that event? The Dan Slott event, Al Ewing.
Empire.
Empire, where she turned all the zombies of Genosha into, mutants into zombies. I said that backwards. And that was great. And then suddenly, when they do that, giant kaiju show up for no fucking reason and start attacking the island. And suddenly, like Nate said, we're fighting for the lives and future of Krakoa. It felt so awkward, so out of left field. That being said, the oh shit moment in this book is that the entity that the soul of Wanda is talking to in this nether region, nether world, I don't know what it's called, is old woman Wanda.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, come on. No.
I mean, I thought it was, as much as you're upset about it, I thought that was the book's saving grace.
Oh, no. That was the part that made me roll my eyes out of my brain.
Oh, okay. See, for me, it was the opposite.
It even says old lady Wanda at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're just fucking around here.
But and that being said, I think the kaiju bit and her showing up is a perfect example. And again, we're all making assumptions here, but I feel like it's the perfect example of what Hickman talked about in that most recent interview, where we were just getting fluff books, and this is just a book to get us to Inferno, just to entice us so that we can get to Inferno. And the question I have, and this is for greater X books in general rather than this book, this specific book, is who cares? Like I'm saying,
no.
Why did you do that? Marvel, why did the editing team at Marvel and Marvel itself decide to punt a year of X-Men comics when by the time they turned it back on, we were going to sell comics no matter what, no matter if there was going to be another shutdown, no matter if there was going to be, you know, I'm not saying it's right, but what I'm saying is no matter the situation with the pandemic, comics were on. So why punt?
Well, because they were saying for a while, comics weren't like 40. What did he say? Something like 60% of the line had been put on hold, but they were essentially telling the X people like, we want you to produce, but we want you to produce even more. And so they were like, okay, so we have these storylines, and they're like, yeah, but just fill it in. I mean, it's literally what they said. So,
well, I think it's a slap in the face to Marvel readers. I think it's a slap in the face to any of those creators who are just working on fluff, which again, filler is a necessary evil in storytelling. I get that. And I, you know, maybe I'm more new to it now when it comes to American comics, but I am no stranger to it when it comes to like watching anime. I mean, dude, if you ever watch Bleach or watched Bleach or you watch Naruto, that shit, I mean, every other arc is filler to the point where it's like, I'm just going to stop watching for, you know, a month until they get back to the main story. And that's because they're trying to get caught up with the manga. That's fine.
right.
But we're not you know, there's no TV production here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm getting more and more on your side, Nate, which is like, I'm going to be very cautious to the books that I'm going to be picking up in the X line, which really sucks because, like, you know, we're going to do January solicitations next week. And there are some books in there that I'm like, I am genuinely excited. But part of me is like, am I going to get burned? Am I going to get burned with the Lives and Deaths of Wolverine? Am I going to get burned with the new Marauders? You know, I don't know. Naruto filler is most of the show. Correct, Calvin. You are absolutely 100%. And it's sometimes
you not want to watch those things.
But that sucks because like the main Naruto story, and we're way off on a tangent, is awesome. It's so much fun. And same thing with Bleach. Like, I think when Bleach was on, I think there were maybe 2 filler arcs that were actually enjoyable, and everything else was like, what the fuck am I watching? It's a completely different show when the filler comes on. And that's what I feel like we've been getting for a year of comics, where we had little snippets of genuine Reign of X, post-House, pre-Inferno, sprinkled in just... What does it matter? And I hate to say that, to be honest. Like, I really do. I don't want to be a negative Nancy. That's not what our show's about. And we've always said that. Like, we've always said we want to highlight the positives and really just kind of negate the negatives. But, dude, it's just so blatantly obvious.
There are negatives.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I don't want to... I'm not trying to say that Leigh Williams is a bad writer. No, I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm just saying this book feels like a fluff book. Like, Marvel just told her, write this until we get to Inferno, and then we can really play ball. And I think that's a very high risk game to play with your customers who are buying your books in good faith that they're going to get a good story. And it just stinks. Like, I feel bad. I feel bad for everybody involved. And I agree with your sentiment last week, Nate, that it just feels like Marvel screwed over the creators and screwed over the readers for a year just so that they could have more content and sell more books.
Yeah.
It sucks. Anyway.
Womp womp.
Yeah. And here's the last thing I'll say. Because we know that now, I genuinely don't think we're going to get an actual resolution or explanation for Magneto literally turning on a switch from retro 1990s Magneto and Hero of Krakoa. I literally think it's just like, I think it's Williams rushing to finish this content so Marvel can sell it, and it's like against her will almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know that's I'm not putting words in somebody's mouth, but that's just what it feels like.
It is what it feels like.
Yeah. So, all right. Next up after that, we've got The Death of Doctor Strange, issue number 2. I liked this issue. It didn't, I think both of us were a little afraid that we would be dealing with an issue that would have an issue 2 slump, if you will. And I don't feel like that happened in this issue. I felt like it moved the plot line a little bit. I am a little confused. I will say that.
Oh, I'm very confused. Oops. I have no idea what's actually supposed to be going on here.
Well, I don't know some of the characters, and I think that's where I'm kind of in the dark. Like Doctor Strange's wife, and
I'm very vaguely familiar with her. She's like from the 90s. I think like the late 80s, early 90s. So the only reason I know her is because she appears sometimes in the Infinity War tie-ins and stuff.
Okay.
The Doctor Strange issues. That's the only reason why I know who she is.
All right. Well, essentially in this book we get introduction to new enemies, the three mothers. They're pretty OP. I kind of
like those.
No, I did too. I thought they were cool.
They very much feel like the same vein as like Arakan characters. Like just these really over the top weird. Like you got this one girl that's like, ooh, like a big old giant head, and like one that's just made out of fucking tubes and worms. And
yeah. They definitely look like Dark Soul enemies. I don't know if you've ever seen that game.
No, yeah.
Hey, what up, Eric? How you doing? Let's see. Hold on. Michael said this was a little lackluster, but see what they are doing with one. Oh, you're talking about Magneto. Yeah, that's 100%. Doctor Strange again. Basically, these new evil forces, the three mothers, are. I think they're after Doctor Strange's wife, if I'm not mistaken. And so, we're just getting introduction of that. We're getting the three mothers basically just being OP and killing everything and just decimating everything. And we get Doctor Strange having to explain to every single hero that shows up in this issue that he is not the Sorcerer Supreme. He's a sliver of his soul. So he has to explain it numerous times to everybody, which I do like. And they fend off the mothers, but almost barely, because they have to go feed their son, and we don't know what that is. And we know we're going to get that too, so that's another baddie that we'll get. I thought it was a decent issue to kind of like get you more engaged into the content, and this is going to sound really petty, but the lack of deposition I think helped this issue. If that makes sense. Like it felt more action based than the previous issue, which I think is okay.
Yeah, for sure. Stefan says that Clea has been around since the early days of Doctor Strange.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe they get married in the 80s or 90s, and that's what I don't know.
We'll have to do some digging.
Doctor Strange history is probably one of my weakest points of the main characters in Marvel.
Well, I think this issue is shaping up to be something pretty fun. I think it's going to get really crazy really soon, and I think I've ordered all the tie-ins for this event, and the only one that I'm not looking forward to because I know nothing about the character is White Fox. But it's been fun. I think this event has turned into something that I was not expecting, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah, I am looking forward to the Strange Academy tie-in. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to Strange Academy in general. Just I need more of it.
It comes back.
Stephen says this issue added stakes. He only has a week now to sort out. I did not. That flew right over my head.
Yeah, because they're leaving. They leave because their child is like hungry or something, and they're like, "Don't worry, we'll be back in a week." Or
okay, gotcha.
Something to that effect.
Oh boy. Well, anyway, this is Death of Doctor Strange is a hell of a lot better than Darkhold currently. And that deals with magic too. So I would say if you had to pick between the two, I would do Doctor Strange rather than Darkhold as of right now. All right, next up we've got Phoenix Song Echo. I read this one, you didn't. It's good. It's good, but again, there's this lingering question of why isn't Jason Aaron writing this book, because he established it. And
I think they're just trying to give more people opportunity to write.
No doubt. But when we were introduced to Echo as Phoenix and Jason Aaron's run, she's very timid. She's still trying to figure out her powers. And in this one, we've literally just jumped to the point where at some points she gets possessed by the Phoenix. And when she goes to go like do superhero things, she accidentally kills people, melts people's faces off, and just burns buildings down by accident, not wanting to. That's what we get in this book. So essentially what she's trying to do is Echo is trying to figure out how to control the Phoenix. Not going to happen. And she's also trying to figure out why she was chosen. And so we kind of dive deep into that in this book. She meets another character who she's not related to, but she has had interactions with this character's great-great-grandfather within the tribe that she's associated with. And this person has the ability to connect and or see whoever he touches their like bloodline. And so when she goes and sees this guy, he basically touches her and she's able to see the entire bloodline of her family, including individuals who are basically warriors within her bloodline, so warrior women. And so she's able to see each and every single one of their pasts. And so that's apparently key to this entire storyline. And then we get introduced to this new, outside of trying to control the Phoenix, there is a character literally trying to eliminate Echo from within the past, which is pretty insane. And I can't remember the name of the character that it is, but so someone's trying to eliminate Echo through her family tree within the past. I'm assuming so that she doesn't get the Phoenix Force. Maybe it's Namor or someone associated with Namor so that he can get the Phoenix Force. I don't know. But overall, it was a fun read. I just feel like I wish this was in Avengers, because I was, you set the premise and then it's like it's not even part of it. So it was a fun read. I'm going to continue to read it. Issue 2 will be the breaking point for me to see if it, does it have the issue 2 slump or not. But issue 1 was enjoyable, so I will be picking up issue 2 I guess in November when it comes out. So that is Echo Song. Or Phoenix Song, Echo. Blech.
Echo Phoenix Song.
All right, next up we have Fantastic Four issue number 37. We literally go trick-or-treating, and I actually liked it. I was a little concerned on our comic book haul video, but I actually dug it.
This was actually close to my pick of the week.
Okay.
Dan Slott is such a polarizing writer, right? Like, so many people are just like, it's, to me, I think it's hilarious that I think I have heard at least 20 different people tell me that Dan Slott's almost 10-year run on Spider-Man is the worst Spider-Man run of all time, and also have heard equally, if not a little bit more people say it's the best run of Spider-Man of all time. So, like, see how that can be, but, obviously he's polarized us with his super terrible mistreatment of Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
But
Still salty.
Yeah. I think this issue is a really good example of what can happen when Dan Slott goes right. He does really good modern interpretation of a classic Bronze Age, late Silver Age comic book storytelling.
Okay.
Like, where there wasn't really such thing as arcs. There was a main story that had a beginning, middle, and end in the book, so that you just pick up that one book and you could get what you wanted out of it. But there was also some parts of the story that were pushing a continual plot. So here, at its basis, we just get a fun trick-or-treating story that actually came out at an appropriate time.
Right.
And it started with, the kids, coming up with a really funny way that they're going to scam the system and get a bunch of candy.
Very clever.
And it ends with family bonding. And, like, that's really cool. My favorite dynamic that Dan Slott has added is this family dynamic for Ben Grimm. I love it. I absolutely love it, and I think it's really powerful. And I think this issue is a good foundational part of the Grimm family.
Let me ask you this: Grimm's wife,
Alicia.
Mm-hmm. Did Dan Slott throw away this idea that we were originally getting, I think, like 4 or 5 issues ago, where her sculptures are able to change reality because she's the daughter of the puppet master?
No. I think that's still gonna that's still there. Because
it felt like when I read that, where she starts sculpting the son, to take away his malice intent or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And then, even Puppet Master was like, "Ooh, don't do that.
Don't do that." Yeah, and so I just felt like, well, maybe he's turning a new leaf, and we're getting rid of that story arc.
No, I mean, Puppet Master has always been, from my understanding, he's a bad guy, but he has a little bit more anti-hero in him than just pure evil. Especially later, he's been retconned or saved to be a little bit more like dad-like.
Okay.
One of the things that one of the things that you haven't read is probably in the first 15 issues somewhere in there's an arc where he finally goes bad again because he has been good for a long time. He controls he controls Immortal Hulk and fights Ben while him and Alicia are on their honeymoon.
I remember you talking to me about that, but I didn't know it was the Puppet Master that did that.
It was the Puppet Master that controlled Hulk to do that. And he hits Ben so hard that rock pieces come off of him.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, but I think that's a great example. The Puppet Master thing is a plot that we're still moving forward. It's not an arc. It's just an overall plot that we're moving. We had I really liked the Johnny and Spider-Man interactions. Super funny.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man being like, "Oh, it can't be that bad," and he's like, "Well, actually, I cheated on her with Dr. Doom's fiance, and then he hit me with a cosmic ray. But since we were bonded with the bands, it turned her into an evil owl chicken thing." And Peter's like, "Okay, I don't know what to say to that, man. That sucks."
That's pretty bad. Yeah, you fucked up.
And then we also are still using this grifter or drifter character that he created during Empire.
Drifter or the
what is her name?
The
lady.
Yeah. The God damn it! It's right there. It's like she's the sister of the Grand Master.
Yeah, pretty sure it's like Grifter or Drifter, right?
No, it's like the. Damn it! I already taped it up.
Okay, buddy. I don't know what to tell you here.
It's like the starts with a Profiteer. And my dog is barking. Great. Anyway.
But yeah, so we get plot lines with Johnny Storm, we get plot lines with Puppet Master, we get plot lines with Profiteer, and we even see a little bit of a look into what's going on with Reed Richards and
his daddy.
His daddy issues. I don't know. Actually, I'm kind of talking myself into it. Go ahead and change it. Push the button.
What? Are you sure?
This is my pick of the week.
Yeah. Okay.
That's dates.
Talked myself into it. Yeah. I think it was a really good issue, and I want more issues like this.
Well, there you go, guys. You heard it here.
Boom.
I agree with everything you said. So perfect. All right, let's go on to what would have been your pick of the week, and that is Thor, issue 18.
I'm only doing that so you can push the button.
Well, I don't know if this is my pick of the week. I gotta talk about it.
Oh god.
Because it's between 2 issues right now. Anyway, Thor issue 18. Let's get over the mishap first, and then we can actually talk about the story. So there is a panel where Thor lightnings into the realm of Throg, and when he shows up, he has Mjolnir in his hand. Surprise! This entire issue is about how Mjolnir got stolen from him, so why would he have it in his hand? And Donny Cates addressed this, basically saying that it got lost in translation. Editors and artists and writers missed it, and so it will be fixed in the trade. So, meh. Anyway, we've got Thor essentially asking for help to really anybody that he can trust to keep their word and their mouth shut, to help him find Mjolnir because it's been stolen from Avengers Mountain. And so we start the book open with him having a discussion with Loki, and Loki essentially tells him, like, listen, man, I am not this mischievous spy dude. I can't help you. I've got to roll Jotunheim. And, you know, I don't got the time, and I'm not trying to be malicious towards you. Or at least that's how he's being conveyed, but I just can't help you. And so I don't know how much I trust that, because I still can't trust Loki, even though I know he's no longer the god of mischief. Donald Blake is, but we'll leave that there. Yeah. So then Thor goes to Throg and asks Throg to help him find Mjolnir, and Throg's like, I know you were going to show up like 2 weeks ago. I've known your problems, and obviously I'm going to help you, but we're going to do this my way. And so he puts together the best team I think that has ever been assembled in Marvel history, the New Avengers. And the only reason why, outside of Throg, look, I love Lockjaw. He's great. I love the crows. I love Thor's crows. They're great. Fucking... Oh, I'm blanking on the name. Bats. Yeah. Doctor Strange's ghost dog is on the fucking team. And I love it because Throg shows up to Doctor Strange's house and is like, yo, and he basically says exactly what he needs, and Strange is like, I don't know if I can help, and Throg's like, listen, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to your ghost dog. So we've got an Avengers team with Throg, the crows that Thor has, Lockjaw, bats. Am I missing? I feel like I'm missing one entity.
Lockheed.
Oh yeah, Lockheed. The dragon. Yeah. Overall, this was so much fun. I feel like, you know, we've kind of, even though we're still dealing with Mjolnir being lost, I think this is the perfect group to do the reconnaissance to figure out where it's at. And just Throg is badass. You know, he's just a dope character. Overall, very enjoyable for me. And you know what? I was really afraid that the artwork was going to hinder it. I mean, because I'm missing Nick Klein. I really am. But it wasn't... I don't know if I'm getting used to it, but it didn't hinder me from reading the book.
Yeah.
So.
It didn't, and it's because this guy's particular art has a little bit of a fantasy element to it, and... This issue particularly took place a lot in Throg's little mud realm, and so it fit. There were times, though, like the scenes with Loki and Thor,
right.
I was like, I don't like this.
Right.
But then as soon as we switched, I was like, okay, this feels a little bit better now.
Yeah. Kelvin says, Pet Avengers assemble. Damn right. So yeah, that's this issue in a nutshell. They're going to go and try to find out who stole Mjolnir. And do the reconnaissance work for Thor so then he can get his ass kicked, because we know he's going to die. You know, it's already been said. He's going to die. This isn't my pick of the week. I can't do it.
Oh, wow.
And that's really saying something, because I always support my boy Donnie, but this just isn't my pick of the week. Can't do it. Star Wars High Republic, issue number 10.
Okay. This probably could have gone into... honorable mentions, but
yeah,
it's a dope cover. So here, look at the cover. So this is really just the reason why I had a tough time with this issue is because it really felt like in media res. Like it felt like they wrote issues 9, 10, and 11, and then just go, I'll just cut them here. And I understand that when you're writing serialized stories, sometimes it's hard to feel the time to wrap up, but I really felt like I was like, where am I? Like, yeah, I read the last issue and I was like, maybe I didn't. And I went and grabbed the last issue, opened it up. Nope, I had read it. I remembered everything about it, but it just, I don't know. So that threw me off to begin with.
Yeah.
Also, Orla Jurini, the character on the right, is not even in this issue at all in the slightest bit. Like,
really? I thought she was. She just cut her hair.
No,
that's not her.
The one on the right.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm so confused. Who's who?
Orla Jareni's on the right. Our main character that has been in it the whole time is on the left.
That's not one of the twins on the cover? That's the twin.
Oh, I thought that was supposed to be Orla.
No, dude, that's just the twins.
What color lightsaber does that look like to you?
I mean, it's
it's a single blade, but that does look white, right?
Yes.
I see what I've done wrong here. That's Turkin or whatever.
Yeah, it's the one of the twins.
Okay, that's my bad. That's my bad. No, I feel like that. Great.
Wow.
Anyway, this basically picks up exactly where they left off, where she cut her hair. They're infiltrating the Nile. They're about to torture the Hutt that had helped them on the previous planet, and she tries to devise a way to like stop her, but then the Hutt betrays her anyway and was like, the Jedi's in your midst the whole time and you don't even know it. And so they kind of get their fight on for a second. You're like, okay, that's kind of cool, like whatever. But then like the like badass moment of this is what's her name shows up and she's not dead. Now I knew she wasn't dead because of all the
I don't know who that is.
Lorna D.
Yeah.
So Lorna D is essentially supposed to be the Darth. It's, I don't know. I guess in hierarchy, say Darth Maul instead of Darth Vader. Like she's not all the way up there, but she's like one. You know, obviously those two characters aren't connected, but
right. I see what you're saying. Like in the hierarchy of power,
she's the right hand woman of the main baddie.
Okay, got it.
And these characters thought she was dead. Now, if you're involved in any other High Republic stuff, you knew she was never dead. So that wasn't a big surprise. But like her entrance is still really badass because it felt like they kind of had things under control, and she throws down this weapon that instantly neutralizes the Jedi. It like fills them with like torture and stuff.
That's intense.
They can feel the negative emotions of other people, and it like heightens it to 1,000,000.
All right, what up, Professor Comics?
Oh hey, what's up, man? So it was a good issue. It just felt very like just combobulating, trying to figure out where we were at, and so
especially when you thought that the wrong character was on the cover.
I also messed myself up by doing that.
That's all good. Yeah, I was a little confused. Obviously, I'm more confused because I'm not reading every bit of material for the High Republic. So when she showed up, I was like, clearly this person is important. I just don't know why. So I feel like there's definitely a disconnect if you're not reading all High Republic source material. So take that how you will. I did enjoy the issue. I just was a little lost when she showed up.
Yes.
So
I forgot you got this. Why did you let me rattle the whole time?
Because you're better equipped at it than I am. I just go yes, yep, correct. Lightsabers. Anyway, next up, we're getting into our DC books with Batman issue 115, Fear State, from Tinian Jimenez and somebody else.
Who cares? Who
correct.
cares? Well, we don't even say his name.
Oh shit!
It's
so
Bingle. He literally just goes by Bingle.
He does the majority of the book because Jimenez has like 3 pages in this entire issue, and God, does it feel like it just feels so faded, so left out, so empty. And to me, is that a critique on Tinian's writing?
It is for this event.
Okay.
Yes,
so,
I would say that this event is being carried on a massive gold-plated, diamond-encrusted platter of Jorge Jimenez's art, and Tinian's just sort of trying to keep everything on board before he goes fucking them out.
I was extremely disappointed with this issue, especially because I was like all about Miracle Molly and I love that character. I think that this character is awesome. I think Tinian, this is one of Tinian's strongest characters, and the artwork in this issue let her down. It felt like we were going in between a Batman movie and an animated series on Cartoon Network that's for like Y7 age groups. When we got into that artwork, I was like, I feel like those characters in that scenario that they were going into deserved Jimenez's work. I'm sorry, and it was a detriment to the book, and it only fuels how I feel about Tinian living and this event. And I hate to say it, but it's extremely discouraging to read I got done reading it and I was like, I feel like I was cheated. I felt like I was cheated. That being said, I think the saving grace for this issue was the Batgirl story in the back of the book.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. The
That
Batgirl's backup
was good.
With this, and that's the exact team that's going to be on in December. So that art style is what's going to be the book.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm super excited about the Batgirls book. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. I'm just, where we're at right now. Obviously, this will be a tiny spoiler for 2 books from now, but Babs is not Oracle right now, and she's back in the Batgirl suit. She is obviously this Batgirl story takes place a little bit earlier in the Fear State chronology. So she's still Oracle, and I really hope that we still get the dynamic of like Babs as the elder woman behind the computers as Oracle, leading Spoiler and Batgirl out, and the Batgirls out in their adventures, and her sort of being the behind the scenes Alfred style character. I really hope
I think that'll work out.
Well,
but
Tom
back to this,
Taylor did not make it seem like that.
Well, back to this issue. I hate saying stuff like this, just like the Trials of Magneto thing. I just feel like we're just stretching it to get to 117. We're fulfilling a contract. You know what I mean? Like, and hopefully that means 116, 117 will just be awesome. Like, hey, very good. You know what I mean? But I don't have faith in it right now. And that's very concerning because I've been just raving and reviewing on Tynion's Batman run. And this issue just felt like straight up filler, and filler with the characters I want to see most. And that's just unfortunate because I know, like you said, we're not seeing these characters for a while, if ever again. I hope that's not true. I hope that Miracle Molly and Ghostmaker and Clown Hunter and all of them make appearances and not just for a page. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope they get their own series or are part of a book. I just think they're afforded that. And this issue kind of tells me, maybe not so much. And that's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Anyway, Miracle Molly and Batman try to find a machine that can basically get into people's brains and change their memory, but Scarecrow steals it and is going to inject fear into everybody's mind.
Yeah, so they're going to have like their memories suppressed, erased, where it's like what little is keeping them from being totally enveloped by fear, they will now be just fear.
Yeah. Kelvin asks, if you guys weren't aware of all the behind the scenes stuff, would you enjoy these comics more? I think I would have the same critique for this book. I mean, it would be a little less because it would feel so out of place because you're so used to Jimenez being the artist for every book. And then you open this book and you find 3 pages of Jimenez artwork spliced in between this like completely different art style. And I think I would still have the same critique. I probably wouldn't say anything about not seeing Miracle Molly, or obviously I'd be like, oh, they're going to be in later issues, so that would go away. But I feel like critiquing this issue specifically, I would still be disappointed because it was like Jimenez, 4 or 5 pages of this other artist Jimenez, and then it just felt so disconnected.
Yes, I am man enough to say, Calvin, that if I didn't know about this stuff and we thought Tynion was still going to be around, I'm fanboy so hard for Tynion right now that I would probably be giving him more grace, thinking that he was going to be continuing stories after this. I think the part that makes me a little bit more critical is not that I'm mad at Tynion or anything. It's just I'm sad at these characters that I'm really enjoying probably going to be locked into the vault for a long time, if not forever. Just because it seems like they don't have a part in the future that Joshua Williamson is going to be taking the character, at least for quite a while. And so like that makes me a little bitter, just in a general sense. But no, I think I would probably be like, well, it's Tinian, just give him a chance. He'll wrap it up in the end, but because we know. Also, Michael says, I kind of want to get into the Nightwing stuff right now. What do y'all think? And I think that literally, if there was any one DC current ongoing right now that I could suggest you get into, it's Nightwing. It's better than any of the rest.
Here's Peacekeeper. If you want to know the backstory behind Peacekeeper 1, read it. All right. Oh, shit. We got to get a Catwoman. Do Catwoman. Hurry.
We'll go back.
Okay. I was trying to get to Nightwing quicker.
Michael's not going. Okay, so half of this Peacekeeper issue was a waste of time because it took place 2 issues ago in the Batman story, and it's inconsequential because you already know what's going to end up.
Right.
However, and so literally when I was reading this issue, I just sort of glazed over those parts. But whenever you're learning Sean's backstory, while I do think that it just solidifies what we already knew, I found it to be somewhat rewarding. Just to have this Mahoney family history, because it really feels like year 1 era 80s Batman to me, where Long Halloween, where we were focusing way more on the crime families and stuff than we were focusing on Scarecrow creating the fear states and Joker's taking over the entire city. It was much more of a gritty noir feel, and this made me feel that. Now, I will say that it probably, again, it feels a little more useless because we're almost certain to never see Peacekeeper again after this event. I couldn't possibly imagine us ever seeing him again, so it does feel a little wasted.
Well, and I think, the previous Batman Secret Files was Miracle Molly, which I really, really liked. Only a few hours left in the weekend. No doubt, man. Can't even. Anyway, and I guess I think I could have skipped this one. For me, I think I should have. I just think the Miracle Molly one was the bar, and so now I'm just kind of like, I don't.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right, next up, we've got Catwoman Fear State issue 35. How was it?
Did you read this?
I did not.
Okay, so this will be an honorable mention style.
Okay.
Basically, what this is a really big setup for whatever the finale of this 3-part tie-in is going to be in the next issue. However, I really enjoyed it. Basically, it's Catwoman saying, hey, I'm going to put it all on the line. We got to save Ivy. She's got the more natural parts of Ivy's psyche with her. And she's like, she's got this little area of Gotham that she's been defending. I haven't been keeping up with her Catwoman story, so I'm not familiar with it. But I'm really enjoying these little tie-ins. I like Ron V's writing style. This very much felt like the the montage that you always get right before a big the final heist in a heist movie.
Right.
Like the montage is like dun, 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 dun. It's like everything's getting set up. That's what this whole issue felt like, and it was a super quick read, really easy. And this is one of the tie-ins that I think is a good example of keeping to the story you're telling in your own book while adding depth to the story for readers that want more depth overall. And I think it did that really well.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, next up we've got Nightwing Fear State issue 85. Tom Taylor. You what?
I said, all right, Michael, here you go.
Yeah. This is my pick of the week.
I'm gonna need you to talk on this one because I only felt about this.
You felt what?
I only felt like a B on this one.
Okay. Well, the reason why I liked it was we were kind of reminiscing in a history that me and you don't really have a lot of experience in, which is Babs and Nightwing, or Batgirl and Nightwing being together, working together, and her, knowing Nightwing and what he, what he's going to say and what he's working for. So I liked that dynamic. I liked seeing some of the past between those two and how they used to work together and trying to avoid their father figure authorities, one quite literally a father figure or father and the other one somewhat. And I just liked, I felt like there was this initially at the issue, it felt like oh, there's this tension between the two, right? And when I say tension, I'm talking more romantic, which I liked. I think I like that kind of subtleness to it between the two. And I could be talking mad smack, and people are like, I hate the fact that these are two love interests. If that's the case, I apologize because I don't know the characters that well, but I like that. And so when they're essentially going to find the second location for the Oracle because the Seer character has hacked into Babs's Oracle system. And so she's going to the second location, the backups, to just take it down, right? And so on their way there, you've got all this, visual and word bubble tension between the two, like history, if that makes sense. Like in one part, they're like running on rooftops, and Nightwing like grabs her, and they swing into action, and you kind of see the expression on her face, like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Like, I can do this shit on my own, kind of thing, and he's just having fun with it. And then when they finally get to the location, they get gassed with fear gas, and it's pretty evident that that's the case. Like I was like, "There's no way," but we get this really cool 1-page spread where Nightwing gets shot in the head, and
oh yeah, I saw it and was like, no way.
Yeah, exactly. But I liked how Babs reacted to it. She was like devastated, and she went fucking Super Saiyan and just started kicking the shit out of things. And like I was like, oh crap. And then Robin shows up, clears them out of the gas. They both were fighting each other essentially. And when they realize that it's fake, they embrace each other, they kiss, and Robin's like, oh, finally. Like, Jesus Christ, guys, like, get it over with, right? And then we cut to, what we talked about in the Batman episode, or the Batman book, the Batgirls, Batgirls are at the Oracle Tower. It's about to get blown up. It gets blown up, and, we may have lost some allies. Doubt it. But, I don't know. I just liked having her voice in this book. I liked Tom writing her voice in this book. It felt genuine. It didn't feel like he was writing this out of place character. And currently, this is my favorite Fear State tie-in. I like the idea of trying to figure out, who's taking over the Oracle and how they took over it. I like this new villain, the Seer. I think it's dope. And I like the fact that the Seer questioned Babs in destroying the second Oracle computers, and she's like, you're not going to do it. And she's like, watch me. I just thought it was cool. Overall, I felt like Tom Taylor's writing style was present, his storytelling was present, and it didn't feel like a tie-in the sense that it didn't feel like filler. Like, I feel like this is coinciding just as nicely with Batman, with Tynion's Batman, and that's why I enjoyed it. And I just like the interest between Nightwing and Babs. That's why it's really my pick of the week. I felt like that was done really well.
Nice.
So that's my take on it. That's why it's my pick of the week. I think it's the strongest Fear State tie-in, even though I'm not reading all of them, which is not fair to say.
I would still agree with that for sure. I would say that the only thing about the issue is it didn't do it for me personally, is that I'm just not interested in Babs being back in the suit, and the cliffhanger explosion with Cassie and Stephanie is a nothingness because we know it's not them getting blown.
Right.
So
I get that.
Inconsequential, but I would still agree it's the strongest tie-in that I'm reading.
Yeah, let's get to chat here. There's definitely some romantic history between Batgirl and Nightwing. He was shot in the head before. LOL always grew up with Batgirl and Robin or Nightwing, I guess. Being a couple works good, I think. Yeah, like only 2 years ago. Cheap trick. Definitely going to pick some of this up. I hear you. I liked it. I just thought when I read it, Thor was in the running for pick of the week. And then I read this and I was like, nah, this is my pick of the week. Like, it made me have the feels. I had a no shit moment. Even though Thor had a no shit moment and definitely the feels because Throg is dope. But obviously this had a more human connection. And that's why it's my pick of the week. I'm not a frog. Anyway.
You're not?
Next up, we got Flash 775 back from the dead. We weren't, 774 basically put this thing in the ground. And then I think I saw a preview page for it, and then obviously at the end of 774, the glaive from space had fallen to Earth, or was falling to Earth, and I was like, I gotta read about that. And you know what? In my opinion, it was worth it. It paid off. Even to the point where I'm considering picking up 776 just to see what happens next.
I will be picking up 776 for sure.
So this space spear glaive thing falls to Earth. It's filled with hatred, hate vibes, and anyone and everyone that's around it or touches it gets really mean and nasty. We see a freaking terrifying version of Mr. Terrific, who can literally almost 100% predict the Flash's moves, which I thought was really cool. We get an angry Superman who can't pull the glaive out of the ground.
That was really fun. He was super pissy.
We get a bunch of baddies who are drawn to the spear to grab it for themselves, and Flash fights them. Thought that was great. Then we get this cosmic vampire, which I thought was a cool take. It wasn't just a vampire. And I don't know who that character is. I don't know if he exists in other forums in DC. I didn't do my homework. But he shows up and actually grabs it, and the spear has an entity inside of it which takes over this cosmic vampire's body. And we've got a new baddie in the DC universe, to the point where Dr. Fate is even shitting his pants and scared at the fact that what just happened in this issue. I thought it was great. I thought it was really fun, and I wish 774 had never come out, and that we had just gone straight to 775, and I wouldn't have pulled it off my subs.
Yeah, it's still on an issue-to-issue basis, but
no doubt. So, it's fun. I think if you're on the fence about Flash, just skip 774, and just, or if you do pick that up, just read the last page of that book, and then pick this up and read this.
Yeah, I will say it's probably an obvious gimmick, but the blurb for the next issue, it says, the craziest, most meta and wild issue of The Flash ever published. I was like, okay.
Okay.
So, I don't know if this is a mistake on publishing or on League or what, but right now Flash is one of only like 2 series from the Infinite Frontier relaunch that has absolutely no planned trade paperbacks. So
what?
Yeah, like literally, like the Green Lantern one I think is the last one. It's not coming out until February for the first 6 issues. So the issues that were released March through August, and it's not coming out till February. Flash is not on there at all. We've got some up through April, and it's still not on there. So
weird.
I don't know why, but if you've been thinking about picking up Flash, I would say, especially like this would be a great part to jump on. It's an oversized issue, $5 issue, but
it was worth it.
It's worth it, and you're not going to get to read it collected anytime soon.
Yikes. Anyway, glad I picked it up, and 774 can just be put in a trash can. So, next up, Green Lantern issue number 7. I didn't read it.
I will admit right off the top that the only reason why I'm still consistently picking this up is because of my absolute crush on Joe Mulligan. There's no denying it.
Mm-hmm.
This Green Lantern book, like we tell you every time, is split up into 2 different stories. You got a John Stewart story, and you've got a Joe Mulligan story. And god damn, just look.
I mean, that's dope. That's dope.
The John Lantern story, this second arc, the story I am interested in. It's like this weird guy that like is part of their group is showing him visions of the past, but he's saying it's happening right now, and that John has a way to intervene without messing up a paradox, and he's showing them he's showing John the Guardians before they called themselves the Guardians.
Oh, okay.
But literally, it's like Ganthet, and he looks young and has like a big has long hair and like a real chiseled physique, and like looks obviously way younger than he does now. And I don't know where they're going with that, and I don't know if part of it's because I just have such a lack of knowledge of Guardians and Green Lantern history, or if it's supposed to be that unassuming.
Mm-hmm.
But the art, like we've said from the get-go, it's so goddamn bad.
It's poo-poo.
I hate shitting on art because I can't do it. But it distracts me enough that it makes me not interested. Like, it makes me not, like, the story. I was just like, just give me the words on a blank page. Like, I'd rather just have that.
Wow.
Because I don't feel like it adds anything to what I want. And it's just really frustrating. On the other hand, we've got our Joe Mulligan story, which in this issue unfortunately feels a little bit like a catch-up issue. This is in between. This is what, issue 7, right? So in between this issue and the last issue, we had the annual, where we see Jessica Cruz and how she ends up being a Yellow Lantern, and how she's really not like strictly fighting for Sinestro, almost to prove him wrong, sort of a thing.
Yeah.
But she is straight up a Yellow Lantern, and a lot of this issue is sort of set up, or re-catching you up on that. It's like, well, okay, I'm sure everyone that's reading too. So it didn't seem super necessary. And then it focused a little bit on Teen Lantern. I don't remember her name, but she's still like unconscious from the big explosion, and her gauntlet is going haywire and causing mayhem on the ship. And one of the Hawk people, what are they called, Thanagarians or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
She's one of the representatives of the United Planets, and she's like, if y'all don't get that gauntlet under control soon, we're taking her out. And they're like, chill out, she's a fucking kid. Like, no, you're not. And then 2 minutes later, it starts going crazy again. So now they're having to fight the United Planets people and try to protect. What's her name? Whatever. Try to protect Teen Lantern. I don't know. It wasn't a super strong story. I will still be picking up the next issue because it's Joe Mulligan, and I'm in love.
I think I'm dropping it. I think this is it. I think I'm.
I would not blame a single person that's dropping this book.
I think I'm done, and I will await picking up some other DC book, or I don't know, something. Maybe I'll pick up Justice League again, or I don't know.
Also, if you picked up this book because you like Kilowog, he's not in this book.
What the fuck?
Like, he's not in a single panel. His name's not mentioned. He's not in this book at all.
Oh, I'm definitely dropping it now.
I don't know what to tell you. Like, he is not in this at all. Yeah.
Superman, Son of Kal-El, issue number 4. I genuinely liked this issue, and I actually really liked. It's gonna be rare. I liked the art change. I thought it did a good job.
Yeah, because it's fucking our 7 Secrets, dude.
Yeah, really good. And I mean, it makes sense. Tom Taylor's writing 7 Secrets. He brought him over. That's great.
Is it supposed to stay this way, or is it just for this issue?
I kind of hope it stays this way, but I doubt it does.
No.
That's kind of sad. That actually upsets me if that's the case.
What?
Patty goes, what the funk? Why is the cover? What? Why the cover and little blurb? Call DC on Kilowog.
Oh, I don't know.
It's the weirdest thing. When I watched Robbie over on blanking today. What's his channel called again? Pop Culture Philosophy. He was even like, Kilowog's not in this book. I was like, I don't even want to read it now. Like, I don't even want to read it. Anyway, Superman, Son of Kal-El, issue number 4. Obviously, everybody survives because it's Superman. But we get some revelation in this book. So his soon-to-be boyfriend, what's his name again? Ray, or I don't remember his name. He
Jay.
J. It was close. He is a post-human. So he is also another person that has been experimented on from this nation that John is defending, and he basically can phase things. Things can go through him, and he doesn't get harmed. So he's a dude. Literally, my brain is mush right now. X-Men character walks through walls. Kitty Pryde. He's that basically, right?
I guess, yeah, I was a little confused by all that. He's
anyway,
like
that's his power.
An advanced human of some kind.
They've all been experimented on, and that's what's going on now, is that the president of this country that Superman is saving all the refugees from is experimenting on his people and turning them into superhumans or post-humans. And so we've got this one chick who was thrown out of an airplane at the end of issue 3, but her density can be turned on, and he controls their powers. So he basically turned her into a meteorite, blew up the house of the Kents. And then, we've got the molten lava dude that was in issue 1. John goes to try to save him again because he's on fire, finds out that the president is turning those powers on to make Superman go weak. And then at one point, it affects him at the end of the book, where his laser vision and his freezing breath and hearing, supersonic hearing and flying is just out of control. That's how issue 4 ends. There's also a revelation. Oh, John goes and sees the president of that country and essentially threatens him and tries to find out if he's in charge of all this stuff. And he finds out that he is. I thought it was a good issue. I thought it was fun. It had me turning the page in anticipation, and then seeing the last panel where he's losing, his powers are on overload. I thought that was really cool too. I'm just interested to see where it goes. But again, Tom Taylor, in my opinion, is just firing on all cylinders right now when it comes to telling a really good story.
I agree. Well, I don't feel like I had a lot to add on this issue. I don't know if I was just too sleepy or what, but I looked back on it and was like, I enjoyed the art, but I don't really remember it. So.
See, and it's fresher in my mind because I read it literally 5 minutes before the show started.
Okay, yeah.
But it was really good. I had Superman, my Shazam, which is an honorable mentions, and Nightwing, something else that was basically DC's, and it was good. It was genuinely good, so I dug it. The cover is a Walking Dead-esque. I could see that. Yeah, for sure. This is a dope cover. I really do like it. So looking forward to the next issue for sure. I'm still on a high on this Superman run. I know some people are kind of off of it, but I'm digging it. I think it's a good directional change.
Yep,
so
I'm looking forward to the next issue too.
Yep. All right. After that, we've got our honorable mentions. You have one, and I have one.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I went ahead and picked up issue 2 of Maw. And I wanted to see if maybe a second issue would help me get it. It didn't.
Okay.
Oh, I won't be picking up any of them issues.
So I didn't make it.
I don't understand. I don't want to shit on it because I think I'm genuinely missing the point.
Okay.
In this issue, we're introduced to the lady that's running this getaway camp. It turns out that the guy that trucks groceries to them is her son. That's the reason why he's the only guy that kind of gets to get clear or get near them.
Yeah.
And we still get a little bit of implications that something transformative is happening to the girl that's assaulted. And then in the very last page, some guys harass her on a beach, and an alligator baby pops out of the side of her stomach.
What are you talking? Did you take something?
Nope. I mean, I can show you the panels.
No, I'd rather not.
It's not even that grotesque. She's walking back from after she wades into the ocean a little bit. She walks back up, and the guys are like, "What the fuck? You left your pants on the beach. They could have washed away. We saved them for you." And she's like, "Okay, thanks." And they're like, "You're a bitch. You should be nicer to us." And she's like, "But I'm okay, whatever. I'm not nice anyway." So she grabs her pants and walks away. And then there's a panel of this little circular protrusion on her stomach, and then the guy's like, "Hey, come here," and grabs her arm. And then it just bursts out like alien style, but then just flops down upside down on the ground, and then they run away, and that's it. That's literally the end of the issue. I don't know, like I don't get it. And it's like a little crocodile baby, just like alien bursting out of the side of her stomach. And I was like, okay. I don't like. There's a point here, and I'm missing it. I'm sure it's great. I just will not be continuing.
Okay. My honorable mention: Shazam, issue 4. Not happy.
Oh no! You've loved this series so far.
Exactly.
Oh no!
This was fun, and then DC. You son of a bitch.
Oh no, they DC'd it.
Will continue in the pages of
Teen Titans Academy.
Teen Titans fucking Academy.
Yeah. Duh. So now you got to pick that back up again.
Fuck no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not picking it up. I'm not doing it.
Is it continuing it as like a backup in that book? Or
no, like it's like
plot line?
It's the plot line, and I'm like, why wasn't it the plot line the whole fucking time?
Because it was Red X at first.
I'm mad. I'm genuinely upset because I'm not gonna read it.
So this story really isn't over. It's just so you didn't really get any sort of like wrap up or anything like that. It's just.
I mean, Billy Batson has his powers.
Okay.
He's got his powers back.
Got it.
But the apocalypse will happen in the pages of Teen Titans Academy.
Yeah. Michael's just like, ooh.
I'm mad. I'm genuinely upset.
That's of course. That's frustrating.
It's
very frustrating.
That's the end of the show.
That's the end of the show. Bye.
See you guys later.
That is frustrating, no doubt.
Beyond upset. I'm not doing it. And I know it's gonna be cool. You know why? I know it's gonna be cool because they showed like a panel. Like remember, was it Venom 28? Whenever they showed the future of like virus and the symbiote celestial coming, like remember that one issue? Maybe it was 25. It was Venom 25. There was a wraparound cover that showed like essentially what was going to happen at the last arc of Donny Cates' Venom run. They do the same thing here, where they're showing what's going to, the importance of Teen Titans Academy, of how crazy it's going to be and how awesome it's going to be. And it genuinely looks cool. I just don't want to fucking read Teen Titans Academy anymore. I don't want to pick it up because there's poo-poo filler issues and I don't want to read them. I'm sorry. It's not, I'm not doing it.
Gotta do it, bro. Gotta do it.
Fuck no, dude. I'll read it on, I'm waiting. I'm going to read it on DC Infinite. I don't give a shit. I'm not happy, dude. Like this.
And apparently not.
This was fun. I genuinely liked it. And then to read in the little corner, go away. Go away. I'm genuinely upset.
Yeah. Well. I feel like put in my letter with the GL thing.
I feel like DC never fully recovered after the New 52. I try to love them, but they make it so hard sometimes. I mean, I am not privy to that, but I guess I feel your pain now because this is just not cool. I'm not happy about it, and I've literally wasted 4 minutes of me saying I'm not happy about it. So that's our honorable mentions. That is episode 64 of the Two Fat Guys Pull List. Make sure to join us this Wednesday for our Two Fat Guys Pull List new comic book day video. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. We got some cool books coming out. We got some not so cool books coming out.
You mean cool books like The Return of Virus in Detective Comics?
Anyway, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you're watching this as a past episode, hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers.
1,000.
And we can't get there without you, literally. And we're also doing the 500 subscriber milestone giveaway. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. I've said it a lot. Give us a like. And as always, read more comics. Give us a like. Yep. See you later. I'm still mad. Bye, guys.
Okay. Bye-bye.